Well, welcome back everyone for another episode, episode 24. This time I'm going to give you a tour of the EAA hangar where I have my airplane stored and am working on my airplane. There's more than just my airplane in here. There are other aircraft, and I'm a part owner of another airplane, and I'll discuss that too. So, yeah, I hope you like this. It's kind of a... yeah, she's recording. All right, take two, because of a rotten memory card. All right, I'm just going to kind of scooch over here. We're going to divert from my regular video. By the way, this is for YouTube, in case you're wondering there. Normally, I tell you what I'm doing with my airplane, but you always see me in a hangar with other stuff. Well, what else goes on in here? Well, let's go take a look. All right. Oh, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Don't show the table.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll edit that out.
Oh, yeah, right.
No, I won't.
Yeah, no, I don't. My name's Ernie. This is Evan, a friend of mine. We're working right now. We're working on my Pawnee fuel tank. After 60 years, the resin, it's a fiberglass tank, resin is letting go, and there's a whole pile of it in the tank, loose.
Ooh.
So I cleared it out, resealed the inside with epoxy, inside and outside, and now we're just, these are riv nuts here, and just making sure our bolts are going to go through on, so that we can seal it off, and then we got all this sloshing, fuel proofing stuff to put in there, so this isn't going to happen again. Pretty crappy quality, though. You can only get 60 years out of a tank before it starts leaking.
Oh, I know. Is that terrible?
I'm going to write Piper a letter.
And that's for your airplane,
This is my airplane, yeah.
which is a Piper,
This one's a Pawnee.
a Pawnee.
Yeah,
Okay.
spray plane. Yeah. And so that hole is the problem child. So, Evan, go ahead and put your finger underneath here so you can feel what the bolt is doing. We were going to run a tap through here, but I don't have my bottoming taps with me. And so we just got to use old-fashioned way, try and cut through that. I sealed up the ends.
Oh, so you've got epoxy on the back side.
Yeah, and this is where the fancy gas gauge goes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just has a mechanical arm in there.
Right, right.
And
So this is for a spray plane,
yes.
for a crop duster.
Yeah, but I don't spray with it. I just use it as a toy.
Oh.
I just bomb around with it. But these would always leak. So I sealed them up when I was doing the inside of the tank, and obviously got a little epoxy in the threads. And so now I have to.
Are those nylon locking nuts
No,
too?
these are riv nuts.
They're just riv nuts. Okay.
Aluminum.
All right.
I can't remember if I used aluminum or steel.
1024 or
These
something?
are 1032s.
1032s? I might have a 1032 taps.
Bottoming tap?
No.
Yeah, that's what I need. Because I don't want to punch through the goop I put on the end and have fuel start eventually leaking through again.
Yeah, no, these wouldn't be bottoming taps.
That's okay. So we're having a problem with one or two holes here. So Evan, grab that 1032 tap again. We'll try it. We'll try it in here. If maybe we can get it to in the blue thing right there. Yeah. Yeah, and then
There's riveting content.
ha ha ha. Yeah.
Speaking of riveting, that'll be going on again a little later, I think.
in a few minutes here, I just want to do this part in case I wreck it, and then I can't get mad at Evan.
Oh. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you work on that when we get back to the other. So I'm going to go and show the other airplane here.
The other plane, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let's walk this way. All right. What do we got here? Well, we've got a wing upside down with this landing gear on, and it's sort of supposed to be that way. And there's rolls of paper. Well, those are the blueprints for the aircraft. This is an Emerald. Go ahead and look it up on the web what an Emerald is. It's another airplane that is being built in this hangar. And I'm a 1/6 owner in this as well. Now, the memory card that I had in this failed, and wonderful footage of me talking to a friend, James, gave a great explanation of what all this was, and I'm probably going to suck at it. But if I can recover some of that footage I've got on the computer right now, I will, but if not, well, my apologies, James. So anyways, this is an Emerald. We bought it. It was fully assembled, but it wasn't painted. And we had to disassemble it again and then painted it, and we've made some modifications to it. We painted it white and with these stripes and all that, and it looks wonderful. There's the interior. We've got a lot of work to do. It's a long ways from in flying condition, but we want to fly it this summer. So it is right now the end of the first week of January 2022. Just in case you're wondering when this is recorded, it's being recorded now. And here's the Lycoming engine that we bought that came with it. It's an 0235, and we didn't have any paperwork on this engine, so we weren't sure how many hours were on it or anything else, or if there was any damages to it. But we do have a good friend in our EAA chapter, who Tom, who works on these sort of things and is quite familiar with these engines, and he tore it down and looked it right through and gave it the once over, and he says, yeah, it looks good to go. So we have an engine that will put us in the air with this. One of the problems, of course, is getting parts for this engine because it's quite old. We are putting electrical system on here, so we need an alternator, which we have, that will be mounted here, and unfortunately we don't have a bracket for it. But because this is experimental, we can make a bracket. So that's what the plan is over here for this aircraft. The cowling that came with it was very heavy and had a lot of issues. So this cowling was made by Jeff and James and a few other guys as well. Jeff, you did meet, and I'll put the introduction here. And so this, they used the original cowling as a plug and formed this one over it and used carbon fiber. So this is a carbon fiber, so it is very, very light. And it also gives a couple things. We've got now landing lights here. Actually, one is a taxi light, one is a landing light. Or, yeah, something like that. They're at a different angle because it's a tail dragger. When you're on the ground, you want one light down a little lower so that you can see the runway, and then when you're in the air, the other one is a little bit higher, or when the tail is up, it'll also give us. So anyway, so there's two lights. Still needs to be modified a little bit. An opening has to be made here, and a box behind it, which will mate up with the air intake of the engine. So still a bit of work to do on that. So yeah, that's the Emerald that I'm also working on. I'm going to be doing the instrument panel. I've already built the annunciator for this airplane. Same annunciator that I have in mind that has those yellow lights, that kind of stuff, but I've built the controller. And as far as the instrument panel, we are going glass, and we're going to be putting in the same one I have in my airplane. We decided to go with the same thing, the GRT Sport EX. And just recently the group decided that, yeah, maybe we should put the EIS, Engine Information System, in there as well. And the question is, do we put one with the display or a remote unit? I'm thinking a remote unit, because we've got the EIS, or sort of the EFIS, to give us all the engine parameters. And the EIS is just an LCD or LED, no, LCD display. Which does give you information, but yeah, we have backup instruments as well. We're using steam gauges for backups to the EFIS, and in case the EFIS fails, we at least can still navigate. So that's it, and that's what's going to be, again, the panel. Follow me. Everything will be fitted inside here. We're going to have 2 side panels, and of course, then the main panel, instrument panel. It's a 2-seater. It should be a little speedster when she goes off, and fun to fly. So, yeah, still a lot of work to be done on it, but there is steady progress every week, which is a good thing. So, let's go back to Ernie, who is, actually before we go back to Ernie, one of the things that we had to do was we had to figure out how to put seats in here, and James came up with a wonderful idea. And here's one of the seats. Now, if it looks somewhat familiar, that's because it's the seat from a chair that normally you find in halls and churches, that kind of stuff. It's the wooden seat portion. We just took the metal legs off and drilled some holes, and there we go. We got 2 of them, and we're just going to put upholstery on of it. And yeah, again, it's experimental, and it works. It's a pre-made seat, wonderful form to it, nice lombard support and all that. Almost looks like it's custom made. Oh, there's the woodpecker. Let's go back to Ernie here.
There we go.
So this is going to seem like deja vu all over again, because
Yeah.
we've already talked about this, but again, like I said, the memory card failed, and so we're going to do this again as if we've never done it before.
That's right.
Yeah, because we're good actors.
There.
So Ernie,
As long as we're not bad at it.
these are you're putting plastics on a set of skis.
Yeah, this is, well, to protect the ski bottoms. They get pretty beat up. The aluminum does. And this is also way slipperier. So
Right.
the aluminum, especially in the spring, aluminum, bare aluminum, on warm snow, it's like glue.
Oh. Now this is for a different airplane of yours.
For PA-12.
For PA-12. Okay.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it. You also did a set for your son, which are down there.
Down there, those are for the mall.
It's okay. So from all, and you painted them white.
Yep.
And you're going to be painting this one as well.
Yep. Paint them white.
No, we were talking about maybe painting the feet of your airplane yellow, and putting a fake toenail on the front.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I think it'll look cool, but you never know.
It might.
It's always something you can add later on, you know.
Different, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You'll have duck feet or something for the bottom of it.
Yeah. There we go.
And you're using, of course, solid rivets because,
yeah,
hey,
532 countersunk. Yep.
they are stronger. And there's an awful lot of rivets going
There's a
in.
couple here. I still got that side to do yet.
Yeah, awful lot of squishing of rivets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's, now, you used to fly commercially at one time, or?
Well, yeah, I did, but also doing AE work as well. Okay. I did. I flew. I started in Thompson actually. I learned to fly in Thompson.
Oh yeah.
And when I was 16, and so I did a lot of flying up north. I did a lot of flying ferrying airplanes around.
Oh, okay.
Around Canada and the States, and then I flew probably I think about 10 years doing forest fire suppression.
Okay.
So, but now I'm just taking. I took the last couple of years off and messing around here, keeping my son's plane in the air, my airplane in the air, that sort of thing. So, yeah.
And it's just a hobby now.
Flying?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
You're not going to get back into commercially? No.
I don't know. Last year I flew. A couple years ago I got pretty burnt out, and I just said, taking some time off.
Mm.
And
but you used to fly floats, skis, and when we
some floats. Mostly my flying was on skis or
tundra tires.
Tundra tires,
Yep.
And a lot of multi-engine flying. So
Mm-hmm.
the floats never like I don't have that much time on floats at all, and they were never a real draw for me, to be honest. I don't know, we just
Fat tires were good.
fat tires were good.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah. And now at this stage, float flying is way too much work. Way too much work.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it would be.
And even flying up north now, I can't. If I could have a swamper to load and unload the airplane, it'd be good. But to load and unload an airplane all day long, that's...
Yeah, because you're pretty well everything. You're not only the pilot, you're the concierge, you're the loader, you're the fueler,
That's
you're
the problem,
yeah, you're everything.
Yeah, and when you're younger, who cares, right? But on these curves here, they always... There we go. They always get problems. Yeah, it's just it's a young man's game, flying in the bush.
Yeah.
And I did fly for a very short period of time until I got really sick a number of years ago flying medevacs.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I realized I have zero interest in flying medevacs. Zero. So.
More interest in flying your own plane to some nice spot to go fishing.
Yeah, and just doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
Puttering
in a hangar.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing there's a heated hangar too.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I know this wouldn't be happening.
No. Just to give all of you guys out here a little. This hangar is owned by EAA Chapter 63, which I'm a member of. And it rents out space to people to use to do things like this. And it's a heated hangar, and it's a heck of a resource to have. Yeah, that's where we're at. That's where my airplane is sitting, and other airplanes, and they're all getting worked on to some level, some degree.
There's the fun stuff going on.
Yeah. You should bring a bar fridge in here one day.
Good, I suppose.
I stock it with beer,
Yeah.
Hey, we ain't flying. We're only a hangar flying. You're allowed to have beer when you're hangar flying, right?
And then these rivet lines would be so nice and straight.
Well, actually, let's take a look at these rivet lines. Here, I'm gonna.
Don't look too close.
All the way down. How far apart are they?
An inch. I just matched them to these rivets on the tunnel here.
Oh yeah.
And it gives it a good spacing. And it, you see a lot of people when they put plastic or something on, they'll only put, a lot of times they'll use countersunk nuts and bolts, which is fine, but they'll have one here and one here and here, and then the plastic's warping and flopping all over.
Oh yeah.
And so I do it a little differently. I just make it all nice and
Tight
and solid, and yeah.
And you still have to. You're going to be cutting
for
this.
Sure. So I believe this is right around 2 inches or so. Mm-hmm. I'll just carry that extra around the corner, and then I'll just trim that off and make it nice.
There we go. And there's no shovel and tail on these like you would in regular skis. There's a little bit of a curve to it.
Yeah.
But
so that's the tail end.
Yeah.
And there's the front end, and that's really all you need, because when you're landing, the skis, the bungee cords on the skis, pull the front up, and the check cable at the back prevents the nose from going up too far. You only want it up around 5 degrees.
Okay.
And then as you come into land, you flare, or even if you do a wheel landing, whatever. Heels of the skis touch first anyways, and then you're good. If the front, if your bungee breaks, then there's also, so bungee goes on I usually put it here, but and there's another cable that goes up, and that prevents the nose of the ski from dropping too far
Oh, okay.
if the bungee breaks.
So you gotta get a little steel cable, and then you got a bungee to pull it up.
Yeah.
Okay, and the steel cable's more like a safety.
1/8 cable.
Right.
Yeah, and so it allows it to. It'll only allow it to go down, I think 15 degrees, but in the landing attitude, that's just pretty much level anyways. So it all works out.
How is this in deep snow, powdery snow, or that kind of stuff?
You know, everybody figures, like, all these years, I've never, around here, you don't get huge amounts of powder. Like, for example, now the wind's been blowing.
Yeah.
That's going to be like landing on slabs of concrete.
Oh yeah.
Because they're hard. And that's one of the reasons I've widened them a bit, just to give it a little extra flow. But you
more
still
flotation.
sit down,
Yeah.
even if the ski's covered in snow. Some guys say they've sunk up to the bellies, airplane belly, and they probably have. I haven't, but I don't fly in those conditions.
No, I guess not.
On skis in the mountains and stuff, I never have. So a little extra flotation doesn't hurt, but the main reason, like I said before, for this plastic is to protect the bottoms and make it a little slipperier.
Yeah.
Like a lot slipperier.
And you still have to put a skeg down the center line, I
Yeah,
guess.
Oh, I just dumped all this stuff on here. If you can.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So you got the metal bar down
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah.
And that's just so it.
It keeps you going in a straight line.
Right. Right.
And yeah, that's all. That's all it's for.
Alrighty.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna close this off now.
Okay.
How long have I got on this?
I don't know.
That's about a 15-minute video.
Really?
Oh my word!
Wow.
It's all one take, two guys. There's no cuts. Well, actually, there might be some edit cuts on here.
I was going to ask if you edit.
I do. Yeah. I edit heavily.
What's your channel called?
Oh, I just recently changed the name. It's just Challenger 2 Adventures with Peter Toth.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, just you know what? I'll get your email address off camera.
Yeah, right.
So that you Nigerian princes with $1 million you want to give away won't be able to send him invitations.
That's right.
You know,
Just send me the $1 million. I'd be fine with that.
you still need to send me my $1 million, you buggers, you. So I'll get your email and I'll send you a link to
Sure. Yeah, that'd be cool.
that, and you can, because I got a whole bunch of other videos. So,
Okay.
anyways, thanks a lot for following along from the EAA Chapter 63 hangar, where a lot of work is getting done. Remember to like. Remember this? Oh, everybody does
Like and
that.
subscribe.
Yeah, there's down there's the like button and the subscribe button.
And there's a link in the
Oh, that's right.
corner.
Somewhere. And all right, keep your stick on the ice. Bye bye. There's how I close off.
Well, there was a little behind the scenes at the EAA Chapter 63 hangar. What goes on behind the scenes? Like, subscribe, and definitely comment. I respond to all comments. Thanks for watching.